The University and College Union, the UCL, has been carrying out a series of strikes and pay negotiations with the higher education system haven't really worked out. Now, one of the groups that is caught up in this is Cambridge University, and its final exams are coming up, and students have no idea when those exams are going to get marked, and therefore whether they can then go on to do master's degrees, postgraduate doctoral degrees, or indeed whether or not their potential employers will accept them into a job without a clear grade. Now, they might do in this country, but what about international students, of whom we've got lots? We've been fleecing them, and then we send them back to their country without a decent mark, and we send them out of our country as fast as we can under the hostile environment process engineered by Theresa May. It's extraordinary. Now, while on the one hand, it seems perfectly reasonable to applaud a union for taking action, that union shouldn't be taking action that impacts the students. It should be taking action against the university. And the university, in turn, should have made its own arrangements to make sure that those university scripts were marked. If it can't do that, then it's absurd, utterly absurd. And this really is the way that we need to look at actions and strikes in future. We need to find a way to ensure that a strike hits the business rather than ordinary people, because ordinary people can be impacted in so many different ways. And the government doesn't seem to appreciate the range of that impact. So, for example, the railway strikes, yes, they stop people getting to work, but they also have a huge and significant effect, for example, on the arts. If you have booked a theatre ticket, if you booked a ticket for any form of entertainment, you can't go. I'm so sorry. But that has a knock-on effect on the people who are performing, who still have to turn up, who have to negotiate a travel without trains, and then probably getting no significant pay. When I was doing pantomime, nearly a week of our shows in January were messed up by rail strikes. I had to do a thing last week and ended up paying through the nose for a taxi back home because of the rail strikes and because of the way the rail strikes were structured to hit as many events as possible and make it impossible to plan anything in advance. The assumption that strikes are going to hit ordinary people or is going to inconvenience ordinary people, well, then the government needs to step in and make sure that inconvenience is limited. But actually, this government isn't interested, and nor indeed are the unions in ensuring that impact is limited to the businesses which are which are at fault and which are targeted. We need to have more seriously targeted actions, and we need to make sure that ordinary people, particularly people who've come here from abroad, who have paid for their education, are not sent home out of pocket and with no demonstrable product to show for their efforts and their hard work. This is culpable, and it would be perfectly possible for Cambridge to make a different arrangement to ensure that the people who are caught up in this strike are still given an appropriate, even if temporary, degree, even if temporary. But I think if temporary, it can only be revised upwards. But it's shocking that a university of the calibre of Cambridge can't think outside the box. Stupid, silly people.